Hi, it's Distinctly NJ. And today I have the honor to meet with and interview singer and songwriter John Ezzo, whose latest album, Dreams Are Real, just hit 100,000 streams on Spotify.
Yes.
So welcome, John. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Oh, thanks for asking. Thanks for asking.
And so let's begin with telling me a little bit about yourself, where you grew up and how you became interested in music.
I grew up in South Brunswick, New Jersey. I mean, I was born in New York, but I grew up in South Brunswick. I moved there when I was about 4. And I've lived there ever since. Went through school. Music it was such a big part of our whole family. I'm one of 4 kids in our family, and my dad loved music. He loved country music, and my mom loved Frank Sinatra. So I was introduced to 2 totally different types of music, and then my siblings were all into completely different types of music. Like, my one sister was into like new wave and punk, and then one sister was into disco, and my brother was into hard rock. So I was exposed to so much different music. And so, that's where at least music, I fell in love with music. And then my dad played guitar.
Oh, wow.
And I remember watching him play, and I'm like, I want to do that. And after he passed away, because he died when I was 9.
Oh, wow.
And after he passed away, I grabbed one of his guitars and just started messing around with it. And I got in trouble because my mom told me not to touch his guitars. But, you tell a kid not to do something.
Right. That's exactly true.
So that's really where it came from. Is I just started playing, and I figured, well, if I can play a song, I can write one. And I just started writing as a kid.
Oh, wow.
The first song I ever wrote is going to be on my new album.
Okay.
Like the one I'm recording right now. I went through my old boxes of lyrics, and I found a song that I wrote when I was about 12, and it's surprisingly good. I was like, for a 12-year-old to write these lyrics, and it's about my dad passing away. And I stole the title from a movie from early 80s. It was a Christopher Reeve movie called Somewhere in Time. Okay. So I thought that was a cool title. And so I wrote this song, Somewhere in Time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, awesome. So you've been doing this since you were a kid.
Writing, yeah. Playing and writing, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
I mean, guys that I mean, Bill Grandin was in my band. And
wow.
And Lisa Domino was in the band way back. Way back. But, I've been, a bunch of people that we all went to school with.
I remember in like 5th grade, they wanted to start a band and have singers and stuff. And I can't sing. So I got promptly kicked out of the band.
Me and Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor played drums.
Oh, wow.
It was a fun little thing. So I've wanted to do it for a long time. And then, life, there's a great John Lennon lyric where he says, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Sure. And,
you get married and you have kids, and like all that just kind of went to the background, as it should, and but then they grow up and they move out, and all right, well, I can start playing music again, and that's how this happened.
Oh, awesome. That's really interesting. So what has your experience been in the music industry living in the state of New Jersey?
Well, I mean, I hesitate about the music industry. I wish I was part of the industry, but the music scene in New Jersey, I've met some unbelievable people that have really helped me out. This friend of mine, Gino Formanelli, he saw me at an open mic, and he, really liked what he saw, and he was like, I want to, get you in under Big Man's management. So there's a company called Big Man's Management that is owned by Nick Clemens, who's Clarence Clemens' son.
Sure.
And so I started to get to know Nick, and I started to do shows with Nick. He would let me open for him and stuff, and so there's been a really nice circle. The New Jersey music scene itself is awesome. I mean, it's thriving still to this day. I mean, Bruce Springsteen came from it way back, but there's still a thriving music scene. Some of the musicians I've met are just phenomenal.
Awesome. And so when you perform, how do you go about choosing your set list?
I try to choose songs that everybody knows, but they forget they know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So a song,
exactly.
Like I played Like a Rock tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Great song, was a huge hit, but you don't hear it anymore.
Right.
And a lot of people don't play it. So when you're sitting in a bar and all of a sudden you hear it, you go, oh,
yeah,
that's a good song. And so I try to find songs like that. Like I play a Don Henley song called The Heart of the Matter.
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't get to play it tonight. I wanted to. It was on the schedule, but just ran out of time. And but that's a song. That's another song. Like I play that, and people are like, "Oh, I forgot about that song. What a great song!"
Yeah.
So that's how I go about set lists. And then I try to sprinkle in some of my own songs just so I can kind of promote it a little bit. But for the most part, I try to stick to songs everybody knows.
Great. How do you get your inspiration for new music?
Oh boy. All the songs that I've written have an element of truth in them. That there aren't many songs that I've written that are completely fictional and I just kind of, came up with some weird idea. And most of the time it's all the songs that I've written have some thread of either something I was going through or something a friend was going through, and I kind of channeled, them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played a song tonight. I think you might have filmed it. Somebody's Heart was like one of the first songs I played that was mine. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wrote that song because our friend Janine went through what the song's about. And that's when I wrote that song. She had went through this not such a pleasant situation with a friend, a male friend. And she was hurt,
Sure.
And so I kind of wrote this song, and it's become her song because I kind of, used her situation and wrote it.
Great. What, out of all the songs you've written, what's your favorite song and how come and why?
It's like my children. It's very tough to say what's your favorite one. All right, you ready? I'll give you an answer. The newest one is always my favorite.
Okay.
Because it's new.
Yeah.
And you play with it and you work on it and you never finish. It's never finished until it's recorded. Then it's really done. Yeah. And so the song I played tonight, I played one of my brand new songs. And when I say brand new, I wrote it 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I played it tonight. So that's my favorite right now.
Great.
It's called No More. But,
what do you think has been your greatest challenge and how did you go about overcoming it?
Musically or in life in general?
Oh, musically. Well, I mean, listen, we could talk about life in general as well.
My father dying was the biggest thing that I had to overachieve.
Yeah.
I mean, not overachieve, but overcome. That was the word. I was 9 when he passed away, and it was a very confusing time, and it was very. But if it wasn't for music, to bring it back full circle, music's kind of what got me through it, because I dove into artists, even ones he loved. Like my dad loved John Denver and he loved Jim Croce. And I love those artists. So I would listen to those albums. It was almost like I was having a conversation with him by listening to his music.
Sure.
And then I branched out and started listening to other stuff. But music is really what got me through it, because the house was crazy. I mean, it was just, people were leaving. My siblings were fighting and they were leaving, and it was just that place. The house was in complete disarray. It wasn't a pleasant place to be. So that would be the single greatest thing that I ever had to overcome.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
tough. It's very, very challenging.
Yeah, it was not. It was not
easy as a kid.
It was not easy.
Absolutely. So, what do you think? Ideally, in 5 years, where would you like to be with your music?
If I could have my songs recorded by other artists, listen. At 57, I'm not going to be a star. Okay. I'm not going to have my posters are not going to be hanging on kids' walls and stuff like that. That's not happening. Okay. But I feel my songs are good enough that if the right person heard them and said, this is a good, so I was talking to Nick Leonardis tonight, guy I went to school with, and he said, these are really good songs.
Yeah.
You need to get them to somebody so that other artists that are on labels and stuff like that, let them record them. Let them, you'll make just as much money. You make more because you wrote them, So yeah, ideally that's my goal is in 5 years to have my music out in being recorded by professional artists. I mean, technically I'm a professional because I get paid, but I'm not really a professional.
That's awesome. And and finally, what advice do you have for people who are new to the music scene in New Jersey?
Find the right people. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about somebody with power that can help you and do that. Find a good circle of music people that aren't, I'll say it bluntly, that aren't backstabbers, that aren't jealous people, that don't support your achievements. They're out there. There are good. Find a good circle, just like in real life when you have a good circle of people, your friends, okay, the people that you count on every day. Those people are there for you. Well, so with the music scene in New Jersey, I mean, there are some really, really good people, and I was lucky to stumble on them. So that'd be my advice: is to go to some open mics, meet some people. Go to some different clubs that you see that have live music, and go meet some people and go learn from them. Because that's what I've done is I learned from other people, and you just play, just keep playing.
Yeah, I think that's always the hardest part, right? They always say just starting. Just do it.
Yeah, it was definitely difficult, and it was definitely. But I don't know. I just had fun. I mean, the bottom line is, whatever you're doing, try to have fun with it.
Great.
So,
well, thank you so much for meeting with me and taking this time.
Thanks.
This is Distinctly New Jersey, Distinctly NJ with John Ezzo. Please check him out on Spotify. He just had 100,000 streams, and his latest album, Dreams Are Real, is available. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Take care. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more New Jersey adventures.
We were together one night. We hurt you bad and it felt right. You didn't mean to leave me on. I fell for you with one touch. In your heart didn't mean much. And I woke to find you gone. Please don't turn away. There's something you must hear. I don't have much to say. I'll try to make it clear. Cause if you want somebody's heart, tell me. If you want somebody's heart, tell me, and I'll run right back to you. Give you anything you ask me to. Cause if you want somebody's heart, tell me. If you want somebody's heart, tell me, and I'll run right back to you. Give you anything you ask me to. Cause if you want somebody's heart, day after day I search for reasons why you feel you need more than I could ever have to give. I don't know where your heart was. You stay with him in spite of what he does. You say he is the life you live. Please don't turn away. There's something you must hear. I don't have much to say. I'll try to make it clear. Cause if you want somebody's heart, tell me. If you want somebody's heart, heart. Tell me and I'll run right back to you. Give you anything you ask me to. 'Cause if you want somebody's heart, tell me if you want somebody's heart. Tell me and I'll run right back to you. Give you anything you ask me to. 'Cause if you want somebody's heart, 'cause if you want somebody's heart, tell me if you want somebody's heart. Tell me and I'll run right back to you. Give you anything you ask me to. 'Cause if you want